it. But there are people who say me that there isn't much practical application in studying natural sciences, like studying wildlife, studying animal and insects. Those are just for, you study them just for curiosity. You won't get much practical knowledge about life by studying them. This couldn't be further from truth. You can actually learn so much, a lot of things from observing other animals and other organisms, not just animals, plants, and even microorganisms. There's so much to learn from them. Whether you can apply it or not in your daily life, it's up to you, because knowing is one thing, knowing something, having the information is one thing, and to be able to apply those information practically in your daily life, it's a skill. It's not just having the information is not enough. You have to apply it, and applying it is skill, and how well you can apply it, it's up to you. And that is why people say me that it's a waste of time studying natural sciences. Study economics, study sociology, you'll get a better understanding of humans. And I really appreciate those subjects. Sociology, economics, they definitely tell us a lot about the functioning of the human civilization, and definitely people should study. But as far as I'm concerned, I can learn a lot from natural sciences. One thing you can observe in nature is something we call symbiotic relationships or symbiosis. Here, there are two organisms who are in a mutual relationship and both have a win-win situation. One example that I would like to give, which I heard in one of Richard Dawkins' lectures, Christmas lectures on the Royal Institution, where he discussed about the symbiotic relationship between acacia plants and ants. So acacia plants are found in Central America, in the tropical forests of Central America. There, these ants and these acacia trees are in a symbiotic relationship, where this tree provides those ants food and shelter. Because these trees are actually designed, not just by design, I do not mean some creator has designed it, but through evolution it has been designed. The thorns of these acacia plants are hollow. So all that these ants have to do is to dig a hole through the upper layer, and they can keep their eggs on these hollow thorns, and they have also food that is available to them through this plant. Now in return, what these ants do is they protect this plant from other insects and other competing plants, other competing plants. If some grasshopper or any other insect comes to this plant to eat the leaves of this plant, they definitely attack those insects. They try to protect this plant. And at the same time, since it is a tropical forest, so there are many competing plants in the same surrounding. So you can see the vines of other plants coming and wrapping around this acacia plant. So whenever they see that some vines of other trees wraps around this plant, they try and they go to that site and they bite off and disconnect this vine from this tree. So in this way they are protecting this plant. So as a result, you can see that this is a very symbiotic relationship. It is a win-win situation. Both the parties are supporting each other. Now the practical thing about symbiotic relationship is that symbiosis doesn't occur only in the nature or in the wild. It also occurs between humans. We continuously try to create win-win situations, or you help me, I help you type of relationships, for short term or maybe for long term. But this is continuously happening. You will be a part of it, or you were definitely a part of it. What I've learned is that every human should try to make themselves at least one of these following things. At least they should be skillful, either they should have lots of money, or they should have some kind of power, either political power, either some authoritative power, or any kind of power. So if you have one of these three things, then you will definitely have a good chance of being in a good symbiotic relationship. After all, this whole game of life is it is a big game where you are constantly trying to survive in one form or another. And if you don't have any skills, if you don't have money, if you don't have power, then why would anyone try to be with you or try to have any kind of friendship or anything with you? What value are you offering them? Nothing. Then why would anyone waste your time with you? With time, even your existing friends will stop putting their effort into you, because honestly, you're not providing any kind of positive thing. You cannot providing any value to them. So there's no point expanding energy into a relationship between you and that person. So that is what I have learned, and so that is what we can learn from nature. This is one example that I've given, that we can learn from nature. In the future, I'll be giving lots of examples from nature, from the wild, how we can, or what we can learn from the wild that actually helps us in our daily lives. Because at the end of the day, we are also from the wild. We are just another species of the millions of species that exist in this planet. So fundamentally, we are the same, and we can learn lots from our relatives, which is all those animals and organisms that are living in the wild.